No one ever imagined it would be this way. The sister-wives family, bound together by faith and love, now splintered by deception, facing each other in a courtroom. The same man who taught about the importance of togetherness sits accused by the same women who once referred to him as their husband. And tonight, all the secrets will finally get their day in court. Before we start, write to me in the comments, do you think love can endure betrayal? Camera comes into focus. A morning cold light pours in through the high windows of the courtroom. The air is heavier than normal, not only with the scent of paper and wood polish, but something heavy, something like regret. The benches are filled. Reporters murmur, cameras flash, and for the first time, the Brown family is not sitting around a family table but before a judge. Christine sits on the left side of the courtroom, her face serene but her fingers shaking slightly against the lip of the table. She looks over at Kody, sitting opposite her with Robyn beside him. His eyes, once blazing with charm and conviction, now smolder with something uglier, hurt pride. For years, this family had preached unity, preached love being shared and multiplied. But what do you do when one heart no longer wants to share? Christine breathes out slowly. Her lawyer, a woman of 40 named Evelyn Marks, inches forward. "Are you ready?" Evelyn whispers. Christine nods. "I've been ready for 10 years. Sometimes the most silent moments before a storm are the ones that determine who lives through it." The judge clears his throat. This court is now in session. Case number 4527, Brown versus Brown. The gavel rings out. A single note resonates through the room like thunder contained within four walls. As the case begins, the tension feels alive. Every movement, every sigh, magnified by years of silence. Case officially is about property and custody. But everyone knows this isn't just about legal rights. It's about betrayal, manipulation, and truth that's been buried under the weight of faith and fear. The narrator shifts tone, low and heavy. Christine's voice is heard in flashback, intercut with visions of aged family footage, laughter, family meals, children at play. "I gave everything, every ounce of myself. And in return, I was told to be patient, to share, to hold my tongue." Her attorney rises. "Your Honor, this is not a divorce trial. This is an instance of psychological manipulation, control masquerading as faith." The audience murmurs. Kody's lawyer rises hastily. "Objection, inflammatory." "Overruled," the judge says, almost with a sigh. He's heard it all before. But not like this. Christine's gaze meets Kody's for one long, burning instant. No words, only pain, layered, mute, crushing. In every courtroom, there's a moment when truth and denial face each other, and only one of them lives. Christine's attorney starts her opening argument. "For years, my client lived in a plural marriage founded on broken promises. Promises never meant to be fulfilled. While Mr. Brown courted celebrity and power, my client labored to maintain the facade of a happy family until she realized she was the illusion." The narrator leans in emotionally. You can almost sense the room shift. Even Robyn averts her gaze. Janelle, quietly seated in the second row, bites her lip, racked with loyalty and disbelief. Meri, stone-faced, sits through it all with expressionless eyes. Kody tightens his jaw, trying to keep his reaction in check, but his anger is evident. The man who used to own every conversation now has to sit idle as his own story is told without his consent. The judge glances at Christine. "Mrs. Brown, do you have a statement to make?" Christine rises. She's shaking a bit, but her voice is firm. "Yes, Your Honor. I do." There's years of pent-up pain in her tone, a combination of strength and sorrow. "I stood by a man who showed me that love has no bounds. But what he didn't tell me was, love comes with conditions." His conditions. Kody's eyes are narrowed. Robyn puts out a hand for him, but he jerks it back. Christine goes on, her voice cracking very slightly. "I'm not here to destroy anyone. I'm here to stop pretending." The silence that follows is forever. Even the cameras cease clicking for an instant. The instant truth is spoken out loud can't be taken back, and that's when freedom starts. The judge nods. "Thank you, Mrs. Brown. You may sit." Christine lowers herself back into the chair, releasing a deep breath, hands finally at rest. Evelyn offers a gentle nod of comfort. In the corner of the room, Robyn's lawyer speaks softly to her, but she does not appear to listen. She is watching Christine, eyes glassy, haunted. For years, Robyn was the one who appeared favored, shielded. But today, that shielding feels like a bane. The narrator switches the mood, more tense. As the court adjourns for recess, rumors spread throughout the room. A few reporters dash out into the hallway to phone their editors. The news of the sister wives' courtroom fight is already spreading like wildfire. But inside the courtroom, something else is taking place. Something the cameras cannot observe. Christine sits by herself at the table, her eyes fixed on an old photograph she'd hidden in her bag. A photograph of all the wives laughing together, the children they'd produced. Tears prick in her eyes. She flips the photograph over, and written on the back in worn ink are 4 words. Forever means together. She closes her eyes and whispers, "Not anymore." Sometimes healing doesn't begin with forgiveness, it begins with saying enough. As Christine walks away from the classroom to the hallway, she suddenly hears her name whispered softly. Janelle. Their eyes lock, both brimming with memories and unspoken hurts. Janelle pauses, then moves closer. "You did the right thing," she whispers. Christine smiles sadly. "Then why does it hurt so much?" "Because you still care," says Janelle. "That's what makes you different from him." The door to the courtroom opens again. Kody exits with Robyn, journalists mobbing them in a matter of seconds. He gives his practiced, wrinkled smile, but in the background of his eyes you can glimpse it. Terror. Not of losing reputation or money, but losing control. The narrator's voice becomes a whisper, resonating like a heartbeat. The game is only just starting, and Christine isn't the only one willing to talk. When a single voice musters the courage to speak out, others inevitably join in, and that's when the truth is unstoppable. As the scene dissolves, the camera pauses on Christine descending the courthouse steps, the wind whipping her hair. The sky is gray, the sort that threatens a storm. And as thunder rolls in the distance, one thing is certain: the ideal sister-wives photo is ready to be shattered, piece by piece. Courthouse on the following morning is different. Colder. Louder. More crowded. The word got around overnight. Christine Brown versus Kody Brown is no longer just a family squabble, it's a cultural earthquake. Outside, there are blinding flashes of cameras. Inside, the tempest simmers beneath the surface. Christine enters in a plain navy dress, no accessories. She appears serene, but there's fire smoldering under her serenity, an inner rage that nobody can hide. Kody comes with a black suit and his attorney stuck to him. Robyn is there, gripping a folder so tightly her knuckles whiten. Order is called for by the judge. "Today," he says firmly, "we will hear witness testimony from Mrs. Robyn Brown." Christine's eyes flicker. She knew this was coming. She knew Robyn would take the stand. But what she didn't know was what Robyn would say. When the truth finally has to choose sides, silence becomes impossible. Robyn strides to the stand, her heels clicking on the floor, each step as if a countdown. She lifts her right hand, takes the oath, and sits. Her breathing is ragged, her lips clench as if about to cry. Christine observes intently. Years of shared meals, hushed arguments, and obligatory smiles linger between them like specters. Evelyn, Christine's attorney, rises. "Mrs. Brown, can you tell us about your relationship with Christine during the years leading up to her divorce from Mr. Brown?" Robyn pauses. Her voice shakes. I always thought a lot of Christine. She was a strong woman. She kept the family together." Christine drops her head. A flash of feeling passes across her face. "But something changed," Robyn goes on, her voice stiffening. "Christine no longer trusted us." She grew distant, angry. Evelyn slowly nods. And why do you think that occurred? Robyn looks over at Kody before responding. Because she couldn't accept the love Kody and I shared. The room gasps. Tension snaps like a wire. Christine's jaw clamps into a line. Cody's lips curve upward in a hint of his old confidence, just for a moment. Evelyn steps forward toward the witness stand. You are saying Christine's emotional distress was jealousy's doing? Robyn swallows. I didn't say it like that. But she changed once I entered. She said things. Mean things. Christine speaks for the first time, her tone acidic but controlled. You mean the truth, Robyn? I spoke the truth. The judge thumps his gavel. Mrs. Brown, you'll get your chance. Christine takes a breath, holding back. The moment anger collides with truth, only one may remain standing. Evelyn takes small steps. Mrs. Robyn Brown, did you ever know Mr. Brown's financial plans, namely, accounts in which his other wives had no access? Robyn stops dead in her tracks. Her eyes flash toward Kody once more. I have no idea what you mean. Cody's attorney rises. Objection, irrelevant. Evelyn retorts. Relevance is to motive, your honor. The judge inclines his head. Overruled. Answer the question. Robyn's voice cracks. I didn't ask about money. That was Cody's job. Evelyn leans forward. So you didn't know that while Christine was working 2 jobs to pay for her children's tuition, Kody was depositing money into a private trust in your name? The room erupts in chatter. Porters write furiously, cameras pop. Robyn's face goes white. Kody bangs his hand on the table. That's a lie. But Evelyn remains calm. We have bank records, Mr. Brown. The judge shouts. Order. I will have order. Truth doesn't creep. It bursts through the doors when it's finally let in. Christine blinks away tears, not of shock but of confirmation. She knew this for years. Now the evidence confronts her, irrefutable. Robyn's hand is clapped to her mouth, trembling. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. Cody's face contorts in anger. You don't have to defend yourself, Robyn. They're distorting everything. But Robyn doesn't glance at him. Her eyes move toward Christine, shaking, guilty, lost. I thought he was keeping us all safe, she whispers. I didn't know he was keeping secrets. The narrator's voice becomes softer. For the first time, Robyn is human-looking, frightened, vulnerable, torn between loyalty and honesty. Evelyn nods, feeling the crack open up. Mrs. Brown, did you ever see any consistency in the way Kody treated the wives differently after Christine left? Robyn's tears finally begin to fall. He changed. He grew cold. Controlling. He blamed Christine for everything. He said she dismantled the family. Christine closes her eyes, each word both wounds and heals. Sometimes the one that is shattering your heart is the same one showing you how tough it can be. The judge orders a brief recess. Everyone rises and Christine and Robyn meet eyes. For a moment, a silent moment, there's something authentic between them. Not forgiveness, not friendship, but acknowledgement. They lived within the same cage. They alone managed to escape first. Back in the hallway, reporters cluster around Christine. Christine, does Robyn's testimony assist your case? She doesn't reply. She only mutters softly. I think she's finally viewing him as I did. Inside, Kody confronts Robyn by the benches. His voice is low, threatening. You don't mention money again. Do you hear me? Robyn winces. You lied to me, Kody. His face grows darker. I did what I had to do to protect this family. Control always comes on the surface of love until someone names it what it is. Upon resumption of court, Evelyn comes to the bench. Your Honor, considering the discrepancies in finances and the psychological distress created, my client would like to produce fresh evidence. journal postings made by Mrs. Christine Brown in her last year in the family. Courtroom becomes quiet immediately. Christine gets into her purse and retrieves a small, tattered notebook. She holds it for an instant, her thumb touching the rim, and then sets it down softly on the table. Evelyn brings it to the judge. These entries chronicle daily moments of isolation, control, and emotional neglect. They also record private discussions with Mr. Brown that directly oppose his public declarations. The judge nods slowly. The court will consider the contents. Kody's voice thunders. Those journals don't count. She wrote them when she was upset. Christine stands facing him, her tone soft but slicing. No, Kody! I wrote them when I was invisible. The tension that follows is charged. Even the judge remains still. Sometimes it is the smallest voice in the room that speaks the loudest truth. The judge finally utters a word. We will resume tomorrow. Court adjourned. The gavel comes down, but the sound is coming from outside. Cameras, reporters, screams, the mayhem of a family torn apart broadcast to the world. Christine emerges once more into sunlight. Janelle greets her at the stairs. You did it, she says quietly. Christine shakes her head. Not yet. He's got one more secret still. Janelle furrows her brow. What secret? Christine glances toward the courthouse entrance where Kody and Robyn come out with a swarm of reporters. The kind that might destroy everything, even him. When you think the truth has been revealed at last, that's when the true secret is hiding in waiting. The narrator's tone drops as the camera pulls back, courthouse dissolving into twilight light. Christine's eyes flash with something new, not only pain but resolve. The war isn't finished. It's just begun. And tomorrow, an unlikely witness will step onto the stand. Morning sun slices across the courthouse steps like a knife. Christine stands in the doorway, hands clenched tightly, eyes fixed on the doors before her. Crowd is noisier today, reporters yelling, fans with signs, some in favor, some in outrage. The world is no longer interested in seeing truth, they want to see blood. Inside, the tension is more compact. The air conditioner is humming softly, but it can't overpower the whispers. Kody is at the defense table, teeth clenched, whispering angrily to his attorney. Robyn is sitting next to him, white and far away, her eyes puffed from another night of sobbing. Christine is sitting quietly, serene, but her serenity is the sort that follows after the storm has already passed. Then the judge clears his throat. Today we will hear testimony from Mrs. Janelle Brown. Kody's head snaps up. Robyn tenses. Christine's mouth opens a fraction, she didn't think so soon. Sometimes the last person you ever expect to talk ends up carrying the truth you've been fleeing. Janelle enters. She's understated as always, beige top, subtle makeup, her face both strong and sorrowful. She doesn't glance in Kody's direction, not even a glance. She swears the oath and sits down. Evelyn, Christine's attorney, approaches. Mrs. Brown, how many years were you a member of the Brown family? Janelle answers quietly, nearly 30 years. And within those 30 years, did you ever feel pressured to stay in the marriage even when it no longer was healthy? Janelle shakes her head slowly. Yes, we all did. We were taught leaving was failure. That staying was faith. A gentle murmur runs through the courtroom. Kody shifts restlessly, his eyes flicking to the judge, then Janelle. Evelyn leans in. Can you tell me about Mr. Brown's behavior after Christine left? Janelle takes a deep breath. He became obsessed. Not with Christine, but with the idea that someone could walk away from him. He couldn't stand that kind of rejection. Her voice cracks slightly. He told me once, if she walks away and wins, everything I've built will fall apart. Gasps echo through the room. Kody slams his fist against the table. That's taken out of context. The judge thumps the gavel. Mr. Brown, calm down. Anger is always the loudest voice when truth begins to whisper. Janelle glances at him for the first time. Not in fear, not in love, but in disappointment. I used to believe in you, she says softly. I really did. But somewhere along the line, you stopped believing in us. Christine looks down, tears shining in her eyes. Evelyn turns to another page. Mrs. Brown, did you ever see any emotional manipulation between Mr. Brown and the other wives? Janelle nods again. Yes. Over and over. He would compare us. Tell us things like, why can't you be more supportive like Robyn, or Christine just doesn't understand me like Robyn does? He played us against one another until we didn't even know ourselves. Robyn bows her head. The narrator's tone becomes softer, nearly mournful. These weren't marriages, they were identities constructed on the facade of equality. And one by one, that illusion was shattering. Evelyn presses on, her voice now cutting. Mrs. Brown, did you ever hear about any confidential recordings or correspondence that may prove Mr. Brown's true motives concerning the family finances or the future? Janelle pauses. She seems conflicted, eyes darting between Christine and Kody. There's something, she alas says. A video. Courtroom comes to a standstill. Cody's eyes go wide. What video? Janelle swallows hard. It was recorded last year. Kody was speaking with a producer after one of the show's tapings. He didn't realize the camera was still rolling. The truth doesn't knock. It crashes in at the worst possible time. Evelyn moves forward hastily. And what did he say in this video? Janelle's voice shakes, but she speaks out strongly. Then once Christine's gone, I'll have the story. People will perceive her as being bitter. He laughed. People only see what they're presented with. Christine's breath catches. Robyn is appalled. Kody bangs both hands on the table. That wasn't true. That was edited out of context. I was joking. Evelyn doesn't bat an eye. We have the video, Mr. Brown. The judge raises an eyebrow. Then show it to us. Janelle nods to Evelyn, who hands the clerk a flash drive. In seconds, the video plays on the monitor. Kody is smiling easily on screen, chatting with someone off camera. His voice is as clear as day. Christine's too emotional. Once she's gone, fans will side with Robyn. They always do. All I have to do is keep my cool. The courtroom is silent as a tomb. Kody's face drains of color. Robyn covers her mouth, whispering, "Oh my God!" The judge leans back, watching quietly. Christine closes her eyes, tears rolling silently down her cheeks. Sometimes justice doesn't arrive in thunder. It comes in a quiet video that changes everything. Evelyn stops the playback. No further questions. Kody's lawyer scrambles up. Mrs. Brown, isn't it true that you've had disagreements with Mr. Brown in the past? Yes, says Janelle softly. But disagreement does not make truth untrue. The judge nods as if impressed. Kody's attorney digs harder. You could have made that video up. How do we know it was real? Evelyn rises. Your Honor, the video came from the archives of the production company. Chain of custody confirmed. Metadata correspondent to the recording time. The lawyer hesitates. No further questions. Kody slouches back, gaze unfocused. For the first time, he is small, without his charm, his control, his well-constructed image. Janelle leaves the witness stand and passes by him without even a look. Christine reaches out, her hand lightly touching as she passes. No words, only thanks. When truth is finally heard, it doesn't need to scream, it merely refuses to be silenced. Court is adjourned for the day. Christine steps out into noise, reporters yelling, photographers snapping. But she doesn't notice. She's a million miles away, back in the days when they were young and in love and thought love was large enough to encircle 4 hearts at a time. She recalls laughter, meals together, conversations at midnight. And then she recalls the silence that followed the end of the laughter. Janelle comes to stand beside her on the steps. You okay? Christine nods weakly. You didn't have to do that, you know. Janelle returns a small, weary smile. Yeah, I did. We all did. Christine glances to the courthouse doors where Kody stands, chatting frantically with his attorney. There's still more he's keeping under wraps, she says softly. Janelle focuses on the courthouse doors. I know. And if Meri ever opens her mouth, it's over. Christine turns slowly. Meri. Janelle is nodding. She called me last night. I told her she can't live with the guilt anymore. The narrator's voice constricts, suspense mounting. Meri Brown, the quiet one. The faithful one. The one who remained when the rest of them departed. What on earth could she possibly have to admit now? Just when you think the tale is done, that's when the ultimate truth starts to reveal itself. As Christine gazes out towards the horizon, the clouds return again, gray, thick, and promising. The storm's not over. Not yet. Tomorrow, another witness will testify, and all we've ever believed about this family will fall apart. Courtroom is a different place today. Quieter. Heavier. Even the air holds its breath. Christine remains seated at her table, fingers laced, her attorney speaking softly. Janelle sits in the stands behind her, head down, while reporters lean and shift their cameras. And then the doors open. Meri enters. Her movements are slow but measured, heels clicking on the shiny floor. She's in deep blue, calm, collected, but her eyes reveal something different, years of silence, hurt, and something that resembles guilt. Kody looks at her aghast. Meri, what are you doing? He says under his breath. She doesn't respond. She glides past him, sits on the witness stand, and looks at the judge. The judge nods. Mrs. Meri Brown, please put your right hand up. She takes the oath in silence. Christine's attorney, Evelyn, steps forward. Mrs. Brown, you've been with this family longer than anyone, right? Meri inclines her head. Since 1990. I was Kody's first wife. And you've witnessed the breakdown of the Brown family from the beginning? Yes. Evelyn pauses, allowing the moment to linger. Why did you come here today to testify? Meri's voice shakes a little. Because for so long I've thought that silence was loyalty. But now I see silence can be complicity too. Hard truth often comes from the one who has been quiet the longest. Kody leans in close, his voice barely above a whisper. Meri, you don't have to do this. Meri's gaze darts to him, both sad and strong. I do. Evelyn moves forward. Mrs. Brown, during your time with Mr. Brown, did you feel manipulated or coerced emotionally? Meri sighs and looks down at her hands. Yes. Constantly. Particularly once Robyn became part of the family. The courtroom whispers. Robyn fidgets uncomfortably in her seat, her eyes wide. Evelyn nods sympathetically. Can you tell me about it? Meri breathes deeply. Kody would sit down with me and say things like, you need to embrace Robyn as part of God's plan. He told me I wasn't spiritual enough, that I was jealous, that my fears were the reason why our family was breaking up. Her voice cracks. So I worked harder. I blamed myself. I even consented to assist him in courting her. Christine's eyes well up. Evelyn's tone is still even but incisive. At any time, did you find actions by Mr. Brown that caused you to doubt his motives with the family money or reputation? Meri pauses. Yes, there was a document. Kody stiffens. Evelyn furrows an eyebrow. A document? Meri nods. A secret deal Kody made with the production team. He guaranteed exclusive rights to the sister wives' divorce special way before Christine even initiated the divorce. He knew it would happen. He orchestrated it. Gasps flow through the courtroom. Kody leaps up. That's not true. That's business tactics. It's part of television. The judge bangs the gavel. Sit down, Mr. Brown. Meri's voice is getting stronger. He once said to me, if Christine ever leaves, I'll own the story. She'll appear crazy. I'll appear devastated. He sought sympathy, not honesty. Justice always manages to find its way back when the truth was previously concealed for greed. Evelyn takes her place center stage. Mrs. Brown, how did you acquire this agreement? Meri gazes down. He had me sign a witness clause, a letter stating that I knew what he was doing and that I sanctioned it. I didn't sign it. Evelyn, do you still have the document? Meri nods hesitantly. Yes. I made a copy. She draws out a folded piece of paper from her purse and gives it to Evelyn, who hands it to the clerk. Kody's lawyer springs up. Objection. This is confidential business information. The judge scowls. Overruled. Relevance is evident. As the document is read out loud, the courtroom falls completely silent. In the case of a separation by Christine Brown, TLC retains sole narrative shaping rights. Kody Brown will be the exclusive authorized voice of the Brown family's account. Christine blinks through tears. Robyn glares down in horror. Kody hides his face in his hands. The judge appears stern. Mr. Brown, is this your signature? Kody doesn't respond. Mr. Brown. Finally, he looks up, defeated. Yes, but it was just for the show. For the audience. Evelyn's tone is slicing. So, Mr. Brown, you confess you scripted the family's suffering for ratings? Kody stammers. It wasn't like that, Evelyn interrupts. You staged your wife's heartbreak as entertainment? Courtroom erupts, reporters screaming, cameras flashing. Once the mask cracks, even silence can be deafening. The judge bangs his gavel again and again. Order! Order! When the commotion dies down, Evelyn addresses Meri again. Mrs. Brown, one final question. Why now? After all these years of loyalty? Meri pauses for what feels like a lifetime, her voice shaking but steady. Because I finally understood. Love isn't loyalty when it requires your silence. Christine weeps in silence. Even Janelle dabs away tears. Kody sits paralyzed, the burden of years crashing in one instant. The judge breathes out heavily. This court will recess. We'll resume tomorrow to consider evidentiary submissions. Gavel bangs. Reporters dash for the doors, crying out questions. Meri remains seated for a beat, eyes fixed ahead. Christine approaches her, pauses, then lays a hand on her shoulder. Thank you, Christine breathes. Meri glances up, her eyes filled with tears. I should have done it earlier. Some vindication comes late, but still rescues the truth. When the crowd disperses, Robyn stands by the exit. She glances over at Kody, who's surrounded by lawyers and paparazzi, and for the first time, she doesn't move towards him. She turns away. Christine, Janelle, and Meri leave together, 3 women formerly torn apart, now bonded in truth. But just as they're about to reach the courthouse steps, Evelyn's phone rings. She glances at the screen, her eyes widen. Christine sees. What is it? Evelyn looks up, white-faced. It's from the production crew. There's one more tape. It's newer, 2 weeks ago. It was taken without Kody's knowledge. Christine's heart lurches. 2 weeks ago? Evelyn nods. Yes, and on it, someone else is speaking. Someone close. Who? Evelyn pauses, then whispers. Robyn. Morning dawns gray and chill over Flagstaff. Outside the courthouse, there is a storm, not in the skies, but among the score of reporters, cameras flashing, fans with signs reading Team Christine and Justice for the Sister Wives. Within, the air crackles. The judge's bench shines under clean lights, the buzz of whispered conjecture occupying every nook. Christine sits serene but white, a small silver charm wrapped around her throat. Janelle sits next to her, a quiet pillar of support. In the other aisle, Kody shifts in his seat, his attorneys speaking rapidly. Robyn, herself uncharacteristically withdrawn, keeps her head down, hands clasped tightly as if beseeching time to pause. Then Evelyn, Christine's attorney, approaches. Your Honor, we have some new evidence. A 2-week-old digital recording. We'd like to play it for the court. Kody's attorney springs up at once. Objection. That evidence isn't authenticated. But the judge holds up a hand. I'll hear it, subject to verification. Go ahead. Evelyn plugs a tiny device into the courtroom sound system. A gentle click. Then, Robyn's voice floods the room. Kody, you swore we'd do this secretly. You told me Christine wouldn't find out about the fund transfers, that we'd explain it to the network as taxes. I can't keep up the lies anymore. Kody's head jerks upward. Courtroom comes to a standstill. Evelyn looks over at the bench. Your Honor, that's Robyn Brown's voice recorded on September 28th. Robyn's face is white as a ghost. That wasn't meant to be, the judge scowls. Mrs. Brown, is that your voice? Robyn's voice shakes. Yes, but it was private. It was a home conversation. Kody scowls at her, eyes blazing. You taped us? Robyn head shakes frantically. No, I didn't. It was the network, they taped us for promo shots. They never broadcast it. Evelyn arches a brow. So you concede it's authentic. Occasionally, the truth seeps out not by way of confession, but through the walls that were constructed to keep it in. The tape keeps going. I can't keep playing this game that this family's breaking up because of Christine. You told me to blame her on camera. You told me to cry. Television, Robyn. They demand emotion. Do you think they pay us for silence? But it's not fair, Kody. You're ruining her for money. I'm doing this to protect us. You think I'd let her have the kids, the house, the show? I'll make her appear crazy before she ever gets the opportunity. The last line lingers with weight. Courtroom gasps aloud. Kody thumps his fist on the table. This is manipulation. Out of context. Evelyn's voice hardens. Out of context? You just confessed on tape to slander for financial and media gain. That's perjury. That's fraud. Kody's face turns red. You're distorting everything. You don't know our life. Evelyn moves closer. Then make it clear to us, Mr. Brown. What is the truth about your life? He leaps up, voice thundering. The truth? The truth is I gave all to these women. My name, my house, my children, and when I couldn't give more, they wanted my dignity too. Christine finally speaks up. Her voice is steady but quivering. No, Kody. We just wanted honesty. And you gave us scripts. The whole courtroom falls silent. Where truth and performance meet, only one makes it through the echo. Kody's attorney attempts to step in, but the judge holds up his hand. Let them speak. Christine takes a few steps closer, confronting Kody directly for the first time since the trial had started. You made us live lies, Kody. You made us smile in front of cameras while our hearts shattered behind them. You told us we were family, but you used us like props. Kody's voice breaks. I loved you all. You don't think I did? I wanted to keep the dream going. Christine's tears finally come. You kept the show going. Not the family. Evelyn steps to the evidence table, putting photos in front of the judge. Records of property, tax transfers, financial statements signed solely by Kody and Robyn. Your Honor, these indicate that Mr. Brown redirected joint family income into an off-budget account in the name of Brown Media LLC, which is controlled only by himself and Robyn Brown. Robyn explodes. He said it was for saving. I didn't know. Christine looks at her. You knew, Robyn. You always knew. That's why you kept standing up for him when the rest of us were crumbling. Robyn weeps, covering her face. Kody yells, You can't blame Robyn for everything. She's the only one who remained. Evelyn, or the only one who benefited? The judge sits back, his face serious. I've heard enough for today. We'll discuss these books in closed session. Tomorrow, closing arguments. But just as he goes to grab his gavel, Christine interrupts him, quietly but insistently. There's something else, Your Honor. The judge hesitates. Go on. Christine moves closer to the bench, extracting a small, worn notebook from her purse. This was Robyn's diary. She left it at my place years ago when we were shooting in Utah. I never opened it, not until last week. She stares Robyn straight in the eye. Do you want to tell them what's in here? Robyn's lips are shaking. Christine, please don't. Christine opens the first page. Courtroom is silent, holding its breath. Entry from 2015. Kody says if we can get Christine to leave, the show will be picked up for another 5 years. He calls it the new era. He says Christine's pain will provide good television. Kody leans forward. That's a lie. That's not, but too late. The noise in the room shifts, not sound but shock. Robyn falls into silent weeping. Meri covers her face with a hand, muttering, God help us. Janelle says under her breath, he set it all up. When the play concludes, the crowd finds out who the true actors were all along. The judge coughs. We will adjourn until tomorrow morning. Mr. Brown, Mrs. Brown, I recommend you make your summations ready. This alters everything. When the gavel comes down, the courtroom erupts with voices, cameras, and motion. Kody looks at Robyn, incensed. You ruined me. Robyn looks up, eyes empty. No, Kody. You ruined yourself when you traded fame for family. Christine stands in silence, tears streaming down her face, but a quiet calm on her features. For the first time in years, she is free. She breathes softly to herself. It's over. But Evelyn shakes her head, voice low and tight. No, Christine. It's not finished. There's one more witness who just stepped forward. Someone who was on the network payroll. Someone who can verify it all. Christine's eyes go wide. Who? Evelyn glances at the door, where a man stands in the back, just stepping into the courtroom. The light falls on his face. Christine gasps. It can't be, it's Logan, Kody's oldest son. The courtroom is chillier than ever. Even the light cuts sharper, as if revealing all the lies ever told in this place. Logan Brown, tall and unruffled, the oldest son, strides into the witness stand. He wears a plain gray suit. No flashiness, no cameras on him anymore. Only truth to be told. Kody remains immobile. His hands clench the table so hard his knuckles bleach. Christine dabs at her eyes. She hasn't seen her oldest son in weeks. Robyn remains quiet, her eyes fixed on the floor. The judge addresses Logan. State your name for the record. Logan Taylor Brown. And your relationship to the parties concerned? I'm Kody and Janelle's son. But I lived with all of them. Christine, Meri, Robyn, they're all my moms. His tone is steady, but it holds years of pent-up heft. Christine smiles weakly through tears. Evelyn advances. Logan, can you explain to the court why you chose to testify? He gazes directly at his father. Because I was a part of the show, and I watched what it did to us. Times the most courageous thing you can do is not to accuse your adversary, it's to face the man you once held as a hero. The room falls silent. Even the judge leans forward. Logan goes on. Growing up, I thought the cameras made us special. Dad said we were demonstrating to the world that love could thrive in plural marriage. But then it shifted. He gazes down, recalling. Once Robyn arrived, it was all about ratings. Not family. Dad would tell me, do that again, the producers got it wrong, or cry louder this time, Christine. Christine covers her eyes. Evelyn nods slowly. Did you ever overhear your father or Robyn talking about manipulating the family situation for TV reasons? Yes, Logan replies. Many times. They'd argue about it. I heard Dad once say, if Christine quits, that's our next season right there. He said it like it was a plan. Like we weren't human beings. A low murmur runs through the courtroom. Kody's attorney interrupts. Your Honor, the witness was a child at the time. He's emotional, not factual. But Logan remains calm. I was 20, sir. I wasn't a kid. Kody glances at him, eyes desperate. Logan, stop. You don't get what I was trying to do. Logan's face sets. I understand just fine, Dad. You were trying to be famous. When respect turns to disillusionment, the heart breaks louder than any gavel. Evelyn points to the evidence board. Logan, we've submitted financial records that indicate secret accounts. Do you have any knowledge of them? He nods. Yes. I kept the bookwork for the family business for a bit. The money from the show was to go into an equal trust for the 5 wives and the children. But then Dad instructed me to send part of it into an account in Robyn's name. He said it was for media taxes. Christine is amazed. You did that? Logan's eyes soften. I didn't know it was what it was at first, Mom. I thought it was real. When I knew what was going on, I quit. Robyn shakes her head, whispering, He's lying. Logan steps toward her carefully. Aunt Robyn, I wish I was. Kody stands up, shaking. You told me to keep my mouth shut about this. You're my son. The judge bangs the gavel. Mr. Brown. Sit down or you'll be taken away. Kody stabs back into his chair, panting. Evelyn maintains a level tone. Logan, how did the family feel emotionally during that period? He swallows hard. We were no longer a family. We turned into scenes. Every fight had a camera. Every cry had a mic. My sisters cried before filming days because they didn't want to act anymore. Christine starts weeping softly. I recall one evening, Logan explains, voice shaking now. Dad instructed us to smile for the camera when he and Mom Christine weren't even communicating off camera. That shattered something in me. It shattered something in all of us. Truth doesn't always thunder. Sometimes it whispers through a child's sorrow. Evelyn asks quietly, and why now? Why testify after so many years? Logan glances at Christine, then Janelle, then finally at Kody. 'Cause Mom Christine needs peace. And Dad, you need to deal with what you made. Kody growls, you don't know the whole story. Logan's voice is even but biting. Then tell us. Tell us what was more important than your family, the fame or the money. The judge raises an eyebrow, allowing the silence to linger. Kody can't talk. His lips open and shut, but no sound emerges. Evelyn nods to Logan. Thank you. No further questions. But Kody's lawyer stands. Mr. Brown, do you hate your father? Logan keeps his eyes in the distance. I love him. But love isn't the same as trust. The courtroom falls quiet once more. Even love, when betrayed, becomes its own kind of evidence. As Logan leaves the stand, Christine takes his hand. I'm proud of you, she whispers. He smiles weakly, whispering back, It's time we stop pretending. The judge orders a brief recess. Kody leans back in his chair, his face white. Robyn attempts to put a hand on his arm, but he shudders away. She whispers, Kody, we can make this right. Tell them something. He shakes his head. They've already reached their decision. They need a villain. Christine faces him again, speaking softly but firmly. No, Kody. We did not want a villain. We simply wanted the truth. The recess is over. The judge re-enters, papers in hand. Before we go on to closing arguments, he says, I've had an anonymous envelope delivered to the court stamped urgent evidence. Inside is footage that seems to be unaired footage from the Sister Wives production library. Everyone is frozen in place. The judge goes on, it was sent from a studio address within. We will check its authenticity before we look at it. Christine raises an eyebrow. Whoever it was that sent it. The judge glances down at the note. It's not signed, but the initials at the bottom are M.B. Meri. Christine whispers in surprise. Robyn's head jerks toward the rear of the courtroom, but Meri is absent. Her chair is vacant,